Greetings, Pennsylvania Equality Project supporters. I'm David Moore, President of the Pennsylvania Equality Project and General Manager for PEP Radio. Over the next few days, you may notice that we are posting frequently about Crawford Gives Days. These few days are one of only 2 fundraisers we conduct all year to keep our advocacy work going. A few things you may not know about us make all the difference about who we are and what sets us apart from other adult statewide advocacy organizations across Pennsylvania. First, our team is comprised completely of volunteers. We do not get paid for the work we do. If the organization doesn't pick up the costs for our expenses, our individual board members do. We see these expenses as investments in the LGBTQIA+ community. Among those expenses are events like Free Shop at the Meadville Public Library. We spend weeks preparing for each event, and on event day, we spend both days at the library to ensure that the event gets much needed clothing, blankets, toys, games, baby and children's items, and so much more to those who are in need. Over the past few months, we have delivered food to people in need, cooked homemade meals right in their homes for those in need within the LGBTQ+ community. We've delivered all kinds of glassware and dishes and silverware and so forth to people who just moved in to their new homes but couldn't afford those things. We've provided transportation to grocery stores and medical appointments, paid for folks' prescription medications, and attended Pride events. And again, these expenses are paid by our volunteers until we can raise funds to cover them. And then there's PEP Radio. PEP Radio is our communications tool for sharing information about not only Pennsylvania Equality Project, but also about our partner organizations. The FCC allots 3 years to purchase all the equipment needed to run the radio station on air here in Meadville. We are already 6 months into our 3 years, and we still have studio and transmitting equipment that we need to purchase. Our online service isn't free for us, but it is for our listeners. And with the app coming soon, we expect the number of listeners we have per hour to increase significantly. The programming the station provides has newscasts, a wide range of musical genres to fit as many people's tastes in music as possible. We offer programming such as Pep Talks Uncut, Smokers Lounge, and Stand with Pride, among the many shows that will soon begin airing. In the coming months, we intend to use our production studios to develop webinars about the LGBTQ+ community for educators, social workers, businesses, and other interested parties. To do so requires considerable time, energy, and expense. In short, we are asking for your generous support to keep Pennsylvania Equality Project and PEP Radio doing the advocacy work and the community outreach that we do. Thank you in advance for all your contributions. They are very much appreciated. I had prepared these remarks hoping to be able to reach out to everybody on a live basis, and I feel like the number of supporters that we have that give back to the community is much, much smaller than the more than 30,000 people that follow our page and have liked our page. If every single person who has followed Pennsylvania Equality Project were to donate just $1, we would have raised over $30,000. $30,000. If each person donated $5, we'd have over $150,000. And then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. As of right now, at last check, thanks to Crawford Gives Days, we've raised $412.86. And I can't thank our generous supporters and donors enough. I simply can't. Their generosity overwhelms and amazes me, and I appreciate them very much. One particular generous donor who has contributed monthly for quite some time now is one of our very own board members, and I think she wants to remain anonymous, but if she's listening, you know who you are, and again, my many thanks for everything you've done for Pennsylvania Equality Project and for the LGBTQ+ community statewide. Over the coming months, we're going to be building additional partnerships, both with Pennsylvania Equality Project and PEP Radio. Later this week, I have a conversation coming up with the executive director of the Ad Council to be a partner with the Ad Council to be able to run the PSAs that they provide and to share with them content information that they need regarding advertising here in Pennsylvania. In the coming weeks, we are going to be adding more programming from History Unerased. They're an amazing team, providing LGBTQ plus educational materials and curricula already designed by experts in the field. Educators with countless years of experience working to make sure that every LGBTQ plus student in the classroom feels safe, secure, and accepts the fact that they're learning more about their history and how they fit in, and maybe learning more about their sexual orientation or gender identity, because those issues come up within classes like biology. There's absolutely no reason why LGBTQ students going into the classrooms in grades K through 12 across Pennsylvania shouldn't feel safe and secure in every school. We thank the educators that provide the lessons that students need to be able to become young adults ready for the world that faces them. I should know, I'm a retired educator. I taught for over 17 years German, mathematics, English, and spent countless hours after school and sitting at home at my desk working on curricula and lesson plans and tests and grading papers and doing all the other things that teachers do, plus building relationships with other organizations like the Jewish Community Council of Erie, so that we were able to take over 700 students to the Holocaust Museum in Washington. That's in my past. And my future, well, as far as I'm concerned, that's organizations like PEP Radio. And who knows, at some point in the future, we may decide as an organization to take people back to the Holocaust Museum for them to have the opportunity to see what it was that the world suffered through back in the 1930s. And we certainly want to make sure that we don't suffer through that ever again. Well, I've talked long enough, and I know many of you are very busy with your ongoing lives, so I will cut this short and again thank our generous donors for their contributions and for all they do. This is Dave Moore from the Pennsylvania Equality Project and PEP Radio signing off, and by all means tune in to PEP Radio for more news, weather, music, audiobooks, sportscasts, etc., etc.